Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday evening. You'll notice that we are absent all of our Florida people, and that's because they are not having a wonderful Tuesday evening. They are all in storm prep for a pretty big and nasty hurricane that's going to hit sometime late tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. So we wish them well. We know that some of them are at least watching as they prep. So we want to wish you well. Hope that everything turns out okay. We know that there'll be a lot of power losses and wind damage and all of that stuff and flooding, and we just hope everybody's okay. If you can get out of the way of it, get the hell out of the way. But we are here to talk watches this evening. First of all, right before we came on the air, over on another live stream, they're talking about Anthony Ferrer, who apparently, although we haven't been able to find anything official on this end, has pled guilty to wire fraud and another charge. And that case may be coming to an end. If we get something official, we will share it with you and show you what it says and all of that stuff. But just to let you know that that is something that is going on in the watch world this evening, and we'll have more on that as soon as we can get more on it. All right. So let's welcome in Duco, who is returning. The prodigal son has returned.
I'm back. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm back.
At least for the first half of the show, Duco will be here.
Yes.
We want to thank Mitch for coming in. Hey, Mitch, how are you tonight?
Pretty good.
And, of course, as always, we have our lovely timepiece temptress, Jen G. Howdy, Jen.
Howdy, howdy.
Yee, there she is. We're so glad that everybody is here. We've got some 21 of you watching, and, of course, the Cap is in the house.
Well, look who it is.
He's wearing his Jets hat, celebrating the fact that no, I don't know. I think he's celebrating that coach got fired.
That's not going to help. That's not going to help.
No.
It can't hurt, Duco. It can't hurt.
Fair enough.
Hey, Jen. How are you?
Howdy. Good.
What's up, Robert? Hey, Mitch.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey.
So we're glad to have all of these folks in tonight. We've got Ducky watching. First in, best dressed. All right. We'll have to take your word for it because you're not on camera. We don't want AB on camera because he is second in but not dressed. So we'll pass on that part. Of course, Duco is here, as well as Ray. Evening, gents. First time viewing. Ray, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Mossy is in the house. Good evening, ladies and gents. And Duco. We're very happy to have Mossy here this evening. So let's go to Owen Caliber YQG just got in. Hello there, my friend. How are you doing tonight? So let's get on to what's on the wrist. We'll start with you, Mr. Duco. What is on the wrist?
I am wearing the Seamaster.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I like.
No, you pried the Explorer off your wrist for a night?
Yeah, well, it's right here by me, but yeah, Seamaster.
You curl up with it at night.
Yeah.
It's always nearby.
Always close.
Mitch, how are you doing this evening?
All
What's on the
right,
wrist?
I've got the old Alpine Eagle chronograph.
Oh, nice.
Nice. That
Beautiful.
The underrated Chopard.
That's awesome, man. I love that watch. Mr. Captain, what's on the wrist? I figured if you still had the Jets Invicta, you'd be wearing that in celebration, but you don't have it anymore.
Cap, you're muted.
It's down in, you're muted, Cap. It's the Jets watch is down in the hurricane zone. So what do you have on? Ooh,
I went with the root beer. The leaves are changing
Nice.
color.
Nice.
I have the fall
nice.
and the autumn. Went with a nice two-tone.
Beautiful. That's gorgeous. That looks great. Jen is here.
Fancy.
What do you have on the wrist? And then we want to talk about your latest project too.
Okay, so this is what I have on the wrist. I was wearing my Fossil.
Cute. I like that.
Yeah, it's a Panther knockoff. So
Yeah, but it's got a nice dial on it. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. It's a
So
great
your
watch.
latest project, if for folks that don't know, you've been painting G-Shocks. The first was bought by Nate, so it's also in the hurricane zone, so it'll get tested out this weekend. But you've got another one to show us. What's this one all about?
This one is for all my friends in the hurricane. It might come in handy. This one is a dive themed watch. So have
Whoa.
diver, sunken boat, nice little, rock side there. So yeah. It's a lot
That
of
is
fun to make.
really impressive.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, it is up for sale. If anybody is interested, hit me up.
Yeah. Just contact Jen on Instagram, where she is the Timepiece Temptress. And check it out. That is really something.
Yeah.
You took the dial off? Is that how you took it off and painted it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I will be putting more of the video that I took of it up on my my watch Instagram, and you guys can see how I did it. So yeah, I've been documenting it. So
yeah, it's very
a lot
impressive.
of fun. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that is very cool. Well, Jen, thanks so much. We'll when we get later in the show and hopefully have a larger audience, we'll show that again because that's really cool.
Okay. Not a problem.
So we also let's see, Ray, we've already said hi to. Very cool. Jaws reissued diver. Wow. I don't know what that is. An Alsta Nautoscaf super automatic. Maybe Duco, if you have a chance, could you see if you can find what that looks like?
Sure.
Yeah, I believe also was one of the smaller Swiss watch companies that got pretty much wiped out in the quartz crisis, and then sort of has been rescued and has come back in recent years.
Yeah, there's been a lot of brands who have in recent years just come back from the dead, which is great.
Yep. Nevada Grenshin has been pretty darn successful.
Yeah.
They were in that position.
Oh, that's cool looking. I like that. They have any more pictures? Scroll down here.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's a unique bracelet, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And there's the shark on the clasp. Yeah, you're right, AB. That is very 70s. But of course, I mean,
yeah, the tie-in with Jaws.
I would assume somebody in the movie wore something like that. I don't know.
I believe you're right, Robert.
Yeah, I wonder who that would be. Captain Quint. Was it Quint?
I don't know if it was Quint or Roy Scheider's character. I don't know.
Yes,
I haven't seen that movie in so many years. I don't know.
I remember reading the Ulster story with respect to that, but I just don't remember that little detail.
We want to say good evening to Trap joining us this evening. Good evening, watch people. Duco, the real action hero. Absolutely.
I don't feel like it today, but I'm trying.
Okay, yeah, it was. Is that Ray? Is that who it was, Captain Quint, who wore that? Because he's given a Quint line here. Hooper, drive the boat, Hooper. Love it.
That's been such a long time.
Yeah, I mean the movie came out in '76. I think last time I watched it was probably early '90s, maybe. I haven't watched it in a long time.
That scared a lot of people from going into the ocean for many, many years, if not decades.
You think?
Yeah.
If Top Gun made a lot of people join the Navy, Jaws definitely kept a lot of people out.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what I'm wearing this evening. So
Yeah.
we talked about this watch on a backroom chat after the show about a month ago, maybe. Somebody had asked me about, my years of reporting and who I had met and who I'd interviewed. And so for about 16 years, I was a political reporter during the early to mid 90s, all the way through the mid 2000s in Texas, which means I met a lot of people. But in the mid 90s, when George W. Bush was governor of Texas before he was ever president, he wore this watch. Bill Clinton wore this watch, and it's been around in the Timex catalog all of these years, but they changed it to where it was a single button on the bottom rather than the mid 90s double button. I wanted to get this watch again, and I wore this watch as well in the mid 90s. And I've wanted to get this watch again, but I didn't want to get the single button because it wasn't correct. But 2 weeks ago, they reissued it in the double button version. So I got a new
nice.
Iron Man.
Oh, heck yeah.
So, yeah.
Looking good.
In the mid
I haven't
90s,
seen an Iron Man in a minute.
I know everybody wore these things,
Yeah,
including Bill Clinton and George W. Bush and pretty much every person I knew at that time. And so I had one. I've wanted to get it back, but I didn't like any of the new ones. I didn't really want to buy a 20-year-old Iron Man because who knows what kind of shape it'd be in. They're all over YouTube. You can get them pretty, not YouTube, all over eBay. You can get one pretty easy, but I just didn't want to take the chance that it wouldn't last very long because of its age. But when they reissued this new one 2 weeks ago, and I said, oh my God, it's the 2-button. So I got it. So that's my story and my new pickup for this week.
Cool.
So
talking about these brands that come back from the dead, am I the only one that's wondered how these brands that come back or start reissuing old designs that sort of rejuvenate the brand, like Breitling even? What does that say about current watch design?
good question.
I think it says that, well, I think one thing it says is that people, especially of our age, want to relive their youth. And when they see these designs come that they either grew up with or owned when they were younger and no longer have access to, when they see them come back, they instantly want them.
Yeah. It also says that, let's be honest, they're kind of, throwing darts at the wall, right? To see what sticks. I mean, some of these things are, and not the Iron Man, of course, that was like an iconic watch, but some of these things that the brands pull out of the darkness is like, man, what are you doing? And sometimes it makes me think maybe the watch market is in a worse place than we really understand.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, and this is across a lot of corporations. Now, a lot of that is controlled by the accountants.
Yeah.
And so the design departments are really locked into what they can do. And I think that
The
this
bean
gives them
counters.
it gives them a bit more freedom than they normally would have, because it's a model that has already proven itself. So it's easier to pitch a updated version, so to speak, to the accountant saying, hey, we see what this sold before. If we bring it back and update it a little bit, we think it'll do even better. They're more apt to bite for it. So
Yeah, it is less expensive to resurrect an old design than it is to create a brand new design.
I think it also shows you that brands like Rolex, whose watches have looked virtually unchanged since the 60s, really. I mean, if you look at the Submariner, among others, if you look at the OP, if you look at the Explorer, which has changed markers, but really not changed much else. that has been a winning strategy for them. They are the largest watchmaker in the world. That kind of thinking, using the older designs or keeping your brands with an older aesthetic, really works because sales don't lie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
we
is
want to
Hey, Arla.
welcome Ari, who's taking a break from the space laser to join us. We appreciate that.
That's it. I'm busy controlling the weather down south. So.
As
Yeah.
Shakira,
Well, you're doing a crappy job.
Yeah, your laser stuck.
Sorry.
and as Shakira famously sang, "Hips don't lie either."
That's right.
So, but to that point, seriously, that like we talk about, you know, the homage watches, etc., and Tag, you know, Heuer when they came out with the Kith Heuer. I know it's one of your personal favorites, Robert.
No.
I'm kidding. Tongue firmly in cheek.
Yes.
But there has been, from my understanding and from what I've read, a concerted effort on the brands to say, how can we reach, you know, the younger generation as well as us looking for the throwbacks and you know, I know the Formula One, the Tag original one was beloved by by folks, you know, when it first came out, but at the lower price point, you were also attracting the younger generation and hopefully getting some new collectors or enthusiasts who want to wear a mechanical watch. And that may have been actually a quartz watch, but getting them into these brands as opposed to going to an Apple Watch or some other you know, device like health tracking device, because you can't compete on, you know, features that those watches have.
Want to bring up AB's deal. Picked up an OP36 Tiffany for his wife's 50th and can't wait to give it to her. But am I a bad person for leaving enough links in it to fit my wrist too?
Very clever.
Being
I think that only works one way. I'm sorry to ruin your day, but
being a
it's only
selfish
if she can
man, I
borrow
would say
yours.
yes, but Jen is the female side, and she says no.
I mean, if he hasn't given it to her yet, then it makes sense. But once you give it to
shame
her,
on you.
then you
Yeah.
have to take the link. Now, baby, now I'm gonna fit it to your wrist. This experience, like I'm the AD.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then you're done. Then you're done. You're out.
Yep. I think that's a fantastic. Welcome, my watch channel, loving the purple Oris.
You know what? I have to compliment
thank
that
you.
watch. That is really cool.
Thank you.
Very
I
nice.
like it.
And we want to welcome Thomas Broadbent in the house this evening. Welcome, Thomas. We're glad you're here as well. And I think I've gotten Deech, we want to welcome you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's not this one, but they do have some of the newer Iron Mans with the single button on sale. So if you want one, get one. Yeah, and I say single button, they look like they're split down the middle, right? It's actually a rocker button where you can do this or this, but it's one singular thing. And I like the separation between, you know, I like having the double button down at the bottom. So, because that's what I remember when I was a young man, down there with all the politicians. So anyway, let's talk about some of the subject we're here to talk about, at least one of them, as we wait for possibly a couple of unboxings. We will say right off the bat, I don't think we're going to have a race tonight because the person that usually runs the race is waiting on a hurricane. So I don't think we're going to have a race tonight. But anybody who does super chat this evening, we will get you into the next race, which will likely be on Friday. There could be a stream tomorrow, but I think it's more likely that it'll be on Friday. So if you feel the need to super chat, join the channel, use your member chat this evening. Those will all be saved, and we will do that next race, probably on the next stream, either tomorrow or Friday. Okay. Just wanted to get that out of the way because Ali usually runs the race in the back room, but he is unable to be with us tonight for a very good reason.
Obvious reasons.
Yeah. So let's talk about Watch Time New York. And this is actually coming up a huge watch weekend in New York because not only do you have Watch Time, and we'll go over some of the brands that are going to be there in a minute, but you also have the Wind Up Watch Fair, which is a free event going on the same Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know a lot of people will go to Watch Time on Saturday and Wind Up on Sunday, and that's pretty cool. And you can see, all, with the exception of maybe Rolex and above, you can see pretty much every other brand in the world at these shows. It's pretty amazing. No biggie, Sal, testing the super chat button, $10 super chat. Thank you, Sal, making sure the super chat button works. It does. Good evening, all, and looking forward to seeing some of you next week at Watch Time New York. Ari, you are a sexy beast.
Thank you for that. You know, that
I'm looking forward to seeing Sal as well. I just wanted to jump in there. Looking forward to it, Sal. See you next week, and break bread at the dinner with JJ and everybody. And I don't know what you're going to be wearing, but I have an idea.
And Jin G, our glorious panel member, also a member of this channel for 1 month, for my chance to beat Cap. Jen, it ain't hard.
I mean, he's almost won the last 3.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
seriously,
We're making a comeback. It is true. And I was the runner-up to Phoenician Cedar. And if he doesn't claim that prize, I actually would enter for the annual. So what a shocking turn of events.
Yeah.
That would be.
Your luck is all of a sudden changed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what the statute of limitations on Cedar is to claim his prize. So JJ didn't set a date.
Oh, Ari.
$2
It's an intellectual question.
Right.
It's an intellectual question.
An intellectual question from RAG. Who does lube better, TPG or Diddy? And $2 from Tariq.
Oh, we don't get to answer?
Okay, come on.
You're not giving value for money? You're not giving...
Yeah, these are few and
the man paid for this question.
All right. Go ahead.
Inquiring minds want to know.
It's all you, buddy. Give us the answer.
Honestly,
we now go to our lube expert, Duco.
Go ahead. On location at Diddy's mansion.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, we all appreciate TPG's contribution to the lube game, but he's an amateur. He's a baby amateur compared to the Diddy man.
Could you say he's a baby oil amateur?
He's a baby oil compared to Diddy. Diddy is the MC.
You know, these are like funny jokes amongst people just like drinking at a bar, right? And then you find out that the shit's real. Like it's pretty crazy.
It's nasty.
It's all
nasty,
insane.
nasty,
it's insane.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
Nasty.
Yeah.
$2 from Tariq, who will be joining us soon. By the way, Tariq, my friends, has an unboxing tonight. So let's see. Cool. We've got 41 watching.
Nice.
If all of you like it, let's get to 30 upvotes at least for the unboxing for Tariq. 40 would be great. If 40 out of 41 of you, or 40 out of now 45 of you, could like us, that would be terrific, because we do have a unboxing coming up. So get those upvotes in now. Upvote now. So let's talk a little bit about watch time while we wait for the upvotes to roll in and Tariq to roll in as well. Cap is the only one here, I think, right, that has been to Watch Time New York. Tell us about the experience. What is it like?
So I'm looking around the panel, and I think that is correct, unless Jen, who I don't know if she's ever made an appearance there, but
I have not.
So I am a three-time attendee at Watch Time New York. Watch Time New York, and as Robert said, it's all of the, or a lot of the independent brands, and there's an upstairs as well. And the last few years, I recall one year Longa basically had the whole upstairs, and then there's a sponsor, usually Macallan or some other whiskey company sponsoring the event. So they'd be upstairs serving scotch. But downstairs, all of these brands here, and maybe one of these. Actually, there is one that's coming this year. Zeitwinkel.
Oh yeah, down here at the bottom.
There we go,
Yeah.
Zeitwinkel. So they were upstairs. They had some nice pieces. I'd never heard of that brand prior to Watch Time last year. So all of the brands basically have their own booths, and you have this. A lot of them are on the outside, like the periphery, because it's a circle. And in the middle, I recall there were some brands, including called Bucherer. What's the Ali brand? Bremont. There it is.
Bremont, yeah.
Chapek. Well, Chapek's on the outside, or they were at least the last few years. Beauvais is always there. MB&F, Laurent Ferrier, Grubel. So you get to see and touch and speak with representatives from all of these brands. Now, I do recall 2 years ago, Grand Seiko was there with Seiko. I don't believe they were there last year, and there doesn't appear that they're there this year. In addition, Lange or Langa, they're not there either, and they're not independent, but they have been there the past 2 years, so they won't be there. Breguet's not independent either, in the true sense of the word. So it doesn't have to be truly independent, but you basically get to interact with and touch and feel and ask questions about and really learn and get your hands on with all of the lineup for the most part, of each of these brands here. So it's pretty tight, I'd have to say. It's not a really big Gotham Hall is not gigantic by any means.
Right.
So it can get crowded if you're on a more crowded day, but generally it dissipates. The problem is if you have, let's say, Kari Voutilainen, who is also not there, he will also not be there this year, I don't believe. It doesn't appear from this list that he's there.
No, does not.
You'll have him. Max Buser was there last year, so I don't know if he'll make an appearance.
And BNF is there, so maybe.
BNF is there, yes. Chopard. Carl Bucherer, the Bucherer family is there. The one of the owners of the brand, not Bucherer, the I guess the retailer that was just purchased by Rolex, but the CEO of Bucherer was there. I think his daughter works there. Owner of Beauvais was there, and his daughter. So it's just a cool event, and you get to, again, try and see a lot of pieces. What I would say is this: over the past couple of years, I've learned that you're not going to get to see and really, if you're going one day. It has G-Shock, so I guess Casio's there, right?
Yep. Casio is at both. So G-Shock G-Shock's at Watch Time, and regular Casio is doing a I think it's their 50th anniversary celebration over at Windup.
Yes, and I'd like to check out Windup because I haven't been there at all. And I see Carl Suki is making an appearance, and they have not been at Watch Time the years that I've been there. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I would say you should pick the brands, go in there with a plan at least. And if you want to see, your must-sees, have like a top 3. And I would go and try to find those booths and, spend some time with the pieces and talking to the representatives. And if the owner is there or the watchmaker, that's even better. Chapek usually, the owner of that brand is there. And I spoke with him for a bit. And, I would try to hit those first because some of the more popular brands get very crowded.
Yeah, and it's a good mix. You were talking about independence, and it's a really good mix of independence and non-independence. Like you've got Blancpain, which is of course Swatch Group. You've got Breguet, which is Swatch Group. So there are two big ones. You got G-Shock, which of course is Casio. You've got Glasuta Original, which is big, big corporate owned. But then you've got like the MB&Fs and the Mosers and those as well. Ulysse Nardin, those kind of companies that are not owned by the big conglomerates. So I think it'd be a great show. I hope to be there. I don't know if it'll be next year, but I hope sometime soon that I can get up for this show, because it really is very cool to see all of these watches in one place.
Yeah, and from another kind of experience, I've never been to Watch Time, but I have been to a number of smaller shows or private dinners with the owners or executives of both the larger luxury watch brands as well as the independents. So, you get a different experience in that you get to dive more deeply into the collections of individual watchmakers, and you get to actually get to know reasonably well people, like Peter Speak-Marin and Jean-Claude Beaver and Pascal Raffi, who's the owner of Beauvais. And it's a different experience, but in order to get invited to these events, it helps if it's possible for you to join a local watch collecting club. And there was a very big one in Northern California when I lived there, and also in New York City when I moved there in 2005. So it's a different experience, but it's also extremely interesting.
And we want to welcome in It Will End in Tears, $10 super chat. Good evening. Good evening to you, sir. We're glad that you're here this evening. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good show. And I've been to smaller independent shows in Austin, but certainly nothing like this. What is this?
So this is Javier's business card.
Cool.
From Chapek. I mean, not a big deal. I mean, he was handing them out like candy at the event. But these are things that you can get. You could frame it, and instead of buying a Chapek, you could just have the card. But you do get to handle, I will say, the incredibly expensive timepieces, like from Beauvais. I think is probably one of the top of the food chain, and Grubel Force. So my first year, I saw the handmade one, which is $1 million piece, and I got to, have a photo op with the piece and talk to the representative, because I knew, that it was going to be there, and then I pressed it a little bit, and they're pretty good about, if you ask for it, they'll give it to you, and they had it last year. I'm sure they'll have it again this year. So yeah, the handmade one is an incredible piece, but just pieces like that at such a rarefied level that I know I'll never be owning, except if I hit the Powerball, maybe. Maybe get one of those, and Beauvais as well. I mean, we're talking multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the handmade one is $1 million watch.
That is impressive. So let's talk for a minute and about people who have been to not necessarily this watch show, but others, and kind of the value of these shows for the collector and non-collector alike. Now, as a collector, when I went to my first show 2 years ago, I actually bought a watch at the show. It was fun just to go around and try these on, like you said, Cap, and to see everything that's out there and to see new things and talk to new people. I met a couple of brand owners 2 years ago at the show that I went to, who I'm still friends with. Of course, we had Peter on a couple of weeks ago. He was one of the guys I met at that show 2 years ago. And I find them, for a watch collector, invaluable. But for a non-watch collector who might consider going to the show, what do you think they get out of them?
I think it's education. I mean, I don't think even the non-watch collector would be going to a show if he or she had no interest in watches.
Right,
Right.
unless they're dragged there by a significant
By
other
their
who
significant-
Yeah,
does.
exactly. Exactly.
But if you want to learn about how watches work, why they're things that people love about them, and what distinguishes various types of watches from each other, about the engineering, etc., then it's an invaluable experience to sort of get your feet wet from the educational standpoint.
Yes, and
Yeah.
one other thing just to add to that, and Mitch is 100% correct, and because you also have the ability to ask all sorts of questions
Yeah.
of the representatives, and if the CEO is there, but all the reps are very knowledgeable, and there's also displays, and they have literature, so you can just soak up the knowledge, and there's panels. So I think each of the Saturday and Sunday events, and you can go on their website. For example, I think on Sunday they're going to have a panel with Fred Savage, from the Wonder Years and Princess Bride fame, who is a very well-known actor and collector.
Mhm.
He seems to be everywhere at these watch shows. He'll be on a panel with I think Mike Nouveau, who is a vintage watch dealer, and I think Jeff Hess, who is the head of auctions globally for Sotheby's. So, and there's other panels as well. And last year, Mr. Wonderful did a panel. I didn't go. I think I got there too late, but we did meet Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, who was double wristed. I think with an FP Journe and that Day 36 puzzle dial. So you never know who you're going to bump into. There was another collector that we know from the streams. His name is Todd Levin, and he was wearing his George Daniels. So,
Now,
everybody, as Sal said, like you meet, it's also about the people. Like in our community, we know people from all the streams, from all across the board. And so everybody I found is very friendly, and we're all swapping watches. So you also get to try on the watches that may not even be represented at the show, but just so happens that people in this broader community happen to be wearing that day, whether it be a Rolex or an AP, a Royal Oak, or maybe a President date, or Meteorite, Pepsi, or some other obscure watch, whatever you could, whatever they want to wear that day. So you get to see a lot. Patek World Times, it runs the gamut.
so since you were in the same room with Kevin O'Leary, how many people thought you were Kevin O'Leary? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Oh my. Seriously, did he say something to you about that? Say, hey, you look like me.
No, he just kind of just walked through. We stopped him. We basically had to tackle him so he would stop. And,
That sounds like a plan.
he had one of his handlers there, and he just was off on his merry way.
Yeah.
He did say, you remind me of me when I was 35 years old, which I thought was very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was nice of him. I said, yeah, it's a little bit older than I thought you'd say, but okay.
Yeah.
And then I said, can we trade bank accounts?
Yeah, I would assume the answer was no.
Or watch collections. Either one would work.
And I tried to take that date puzzle piece off his wrist, but he wasn't having it.
So, Jen, have you ever been to a watch show like this?
No, I haven't. So this is basically the first year that I've really been engaged in the community at large. So I had no idea that it even went on. So yeah, I've not been to anything.
Yeah. Well, we'll need to get you to one. I'm sure there's one up around where you are. Yeah, they're wonderful. They really are. And there's not only these kind of shows, but if you are, I know Mitch had mentioned a little bit back that if you're a member of a local watch group, that a lot of watch group meetings happen in stores where you can almost have your own watch show with representatives of the brand in those stores. We've done that here. I'm in Red Bar here in Austin, and we've done that here where we've had a Red Bar meeting at a dealer to where a representative of one of the brands the dealer sells, in this case, I believe it was Norcane, came in and talked about their watches. And then you also had all of the other brands in the store that you could try on. So it's kind of a mini watch show, not as diverse as something like this, but it's still something that you can get together and not only talk watches with your friends, but try a whole bunch of different watches on. So if you have a watch group in your area, get involved because they're fun. It's fun to go out and do that.
And speaking of celebrity sightings and famous YouTube personalities that you may run into at the show, he won't be there this year, unfortunately, but he has been there the last 2 years. And I think I drove him there the last time. Is Marco, or we shared an Uber from my house, is Marco Ferrante.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey.
Marco's in the chat tonight. Welcome. We're glad that you're here. Very glad that you're here. We've got
there is events,
mobsters joining us. Mobsters joining us. Double fisting should be illegal. I would agree with that, sir.
Yeah, me too.
But glad you're in, Marco. If you are upvoting, we really want you to do that because we know that Tariq, before the end of the show, is going to be here with an unboxing. We're also expecting Kurt to hopefully stop by, and he's got an unboxing as well. So we have the possibility of 2 unboxings tonight. So keep getting those upvotes in, and we'll have 2 wonderful unboxings here later on in the show. Along with Watch Time New York, we wanted to mention that there, of course, is a wind-up watch fair as well, and they've got a ton of brands, some on the affordable side, actually most on the affordable side, but it's also a good mix of independents and non-independents. They also have presentations. As we said, Casio will be doing a 50th anniversary. It's kind of a celebration there. But honestly, if you ever wanted to see a watch, that is your weekend because you've got not only got the big show, but you've got Wind Up, which has a lot more brands. I don't know if it'll be as well attended. It might be, but these are a lot of brands. And the good thing about this is most of these brands are online only. So you can go and actually see these in person, not just on a website, and try them on.
I think this show is very well attended, actually, because it runs on the Saturday. And just, as you're scrolling through these brands, a few, popped out in my mind when you had Brew Watch Company, Fears, Ferrer. I mean, these are all brands that I haven't seen in the metal. And, Maine, I'm looking at Lejour,
Garrick.
Garrick. Garrick.
Of course, our friends from Jack Mason will be there.
Jack Mason, Doxa. I'd love to see some Doxas. And there's other events. Orado.
Maine.
I'd love the. Well, it's a lot.
Studio Underdog will be there.
Studio Underdog.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Garrick is going to be there because they're in a whole different price class compared to these others.
Oris.
Yeah, or a Laco, which
Mhm.
is difficult to find in stores. Laurier, which is a New York-based micro brand
Yeah.
who's made some really good stuff. Marathon out of Canada is going to be there. Ari, your people.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
It's
Nevada.
part of the invasion force.
That's
That's
right.
it.
Nevada Grinchen will be there. And another brand. We were talking about brands that have been brought back from the
Baltic's
dead.
gonna
That
be
is
there.
one of them.
Baltic's there.
Yeah, Baltic. So I mean, it's all of these watch brands that, like I say, mostly you see online. Christopher Ward,
Mhm.
that you can actually go and see in person and try on. And a lot of these brands have new releases out. I know that. Let's see, who was I think? Well, Jack Mason, of course, has a new release out that we had on the show.
Young Han.
Islander came out with some new releases, and
Mhm.
you can also meet Mark from Long Island Watch, because Mark always comes and mans the booth there. Man has a new watch out, so you can always you can see those. Marathon just came out with some new watches, so there's a lot of stuff to see.
There is. And what's interesting is Oris, and I don't know if they were at which show they were at last year, but I remember I think the first 2 years I was there, they were at WatchTime New York. Now I don't recall if they're on the current lineup for WatchTime New York, but it looks like they've now, I know they're going to be at Windup because they're on this list.
Right.
So they may have moved. They may have left that show and now just show up at Windup. I'd have to see the current lineup again, but
I want to say, was it last year they were at both, or the year before?
it's possible. Yes, I
Yeah.
recall. Well, the first year I went was 3 years ago, and I took a photo. I did a photo up with the Oris Bear, and that's
so
when the only two people were there that I knew was Tim Wright and myself, basically.
Yeah, they are not at watch time, so they are just at Windup this year. We want to thank Mr. GMT for $2 Australian. Welcome in, Mr. GMT. Rock Star Panel. Love you, brother. Stay sexy. I know he's talking about you, Captain.
I think he's talking about all of us.
Because, well, I know that he really does love you, though.
All about Captain.
Yep, it's all about.
I love him right back. It's like that scene from Pretty Woman. She saves him right back.
She saves him right back.
Can somebody check and see what our upvote count is? Maybe Mr. Duco or somebody, and let me know how close we are, because we want to welcome in Tariq, who has an unboxing for us. Let's see.
We're at 31.
31. Let's see if we can't get to. We got 50 watching. Let's get to at least 35. All right, we can do that.
Let's do it.
Let's get 35, and we will have Tariq's unboxing.
Come on, Captain. Click the upvote.
I'm holding out. Man. You gotta prove it to me.
Isn't this when we get the Mike the Snake upvote?
Oh yeah, well
Oh no, not the Mike.
it is if I was thinking, but now that you mention it.
Hey everybody, it's time to upvote. Woo! Look, I can even do it. Watch. There. It was that easy. All I needed to do is to upvote. That's all you need to do. It doesn't even take a wiggle of your finger or even just a wiggle of one of my teeth here to upvote. Just do it.
And honestly, just use your AI to upvote.
This AI is out of fucking control.
There you go.
There you go, Fritz.
All right.
Let's get those upvotes in, shall we? So, Tariq, let me ask you, because we've been talking about the two big watch shows coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend in New York City, both Watch Time and the Windup Watch Fair. Have you ever been to any kind of watch shows like that?
I've been to both, actually.
You've been to both. So
yeah.
tell me about your experiences. Kind of compare the two.
Okay, so Friday night, they're gonna have the cocktail hour. It's gonna be the who's who of the watch industry is gonna be there. It's a little overwhelming. I didn't know that the first time I went to Watch Time NYC. I just decided, let me get the VIP tickets. I'll go on Friday and enjoy myself. There's a ton of people there. Very, very difficult to see watches. It was more of a mingling opportunity, and stuff like that. But in the years afterwards, I started going on Saturday and Sunday, where it's really mellow, really quiet, and you really get to spend some serious time with watches and get hands-on with them. I spent, just like Cap did, about an hour at the Chapek booth, just because I got in contact with the owner over there, and he's talking my ear off as well too. But it was great. I thought it was really nice. He's talking to me, you know, like I'm not a big wig in the watch industry, and he was just really passionate about his product, you know. So the Saturdays and Sundays I thought were really fun. And then I head over to Windup, and it's a completely different vibe over there. There's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of people that are looking at these micro brands and these independent watch brands that are affordable, and it's just a completely different energy over there. It's really exciting, you know. And these are a lot of again, it's like going to like a car show or something. There are watches that you would never have an opportunity to. It would take you years to visit all the ADs and touch all the watches that you get to at these watch shows. You can start off in the morning playing with a Grunfeld, and then go over to Windup and play with a Christian Ward and have fun with that. You know, so it can be overwhelming. There's a lot of people there, but once you start talking to people and everybody starts opening up, it's a wonderful experience. And I think that's like most of the reason why I'm interested in watches. It's the people and all the just like this lovely panel over here and everybody in the group. Just the people are a huge part of why I love this this hobby, you know. And you see that in spades at Watch Time and Windup. It's definitely worth a shot. Definitely worth a visit. Who's going?
Well, I know Cap's going this year.
Yeah, I'll see you there, Tariq.
Yeah, I'll see you there. Are you going Friday?
I have, you know, I haven't. It's funny that you mentioned, you know, the Friday, because I've seen that. I think it's a shorter time period, and it seems like not many people are looking at the watches as much. More, it's more of a kind of a social event, you know, and it seems like it would be overwhelming as well. But I do have a Friday night ticket, so hope to make it to the Friday show. I'll definitely be there Saturday. I hope you're going to be going to the dinner Saturday night, but I don't know if you have other plans or if you're going to go.
I'll try to make it. We'll see if the missus lets me.
Okay, bring her along. The community can use a little more females involved, you know. Though I must warn you, you know, with the ratio, it's a lot of men. So
I know.
You know, you know,
which for people like GMT is a plus.
It's a bonus.
Bonus. He's open, but I want to go to Windup. I definitely want to go to the Windup Watch Fair on Sunday. So to me, because I've been to this event, it's cool to see all the newest releases, what a BF has out there, you know, Moser, but I've done that already. So yeah, I won't see the latest, but also to your point about Chapek, and I don't want to pick on him because he, you know, they spend a lot of time with you, which is great. But if you're like waiting on that line and want to be the next up, you're going to have to wait, you know, a pretty long time before you get that experience. So you're better off kind of going maybe to another booth. But like I said, go to the ones you want to, if you don't, it depends on how much time you have. But I think you have to go in there. If you go in there with a game plan, like I have to see Chapek, I have to see MBA. So at least you could hit those. And then everything else is a bonus. Once you've like hit the ones you want to see, like your top three, and it's not that big, so you could find where the booths are, right? To take a lap, it's 5 minutes, and then going through the middle. But Laurent Ferrier, I mean, they're all there.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw actually Marco. I think he was there last year. He
He was.
He interviewed Carrie Voutilainen, I think, right?
I know he met him. I know he met him. I couldn't even get to speak to Voutilainen, and Marco met with Voutilainen, and he met with Max Buser, and I
Wow.
didn't get a chance because they were so crowded. Again, people wanted to like talk to these guys, and they're very willing and able, and they want to engage. So they'll spend 30 minutes with one person, and then it's like, do you wait for that so you can, say hello to Carrie Voutilainen or Max Buser, or do you move on? So I don't know. I did mean to ask you if you know who I have not seen there or heard that he's been there is Ben Clymer. I wonder if he even goes to that.
I haven't heard about him ever visiting.
Right.
No.
Yeah. If anything, he might show up, I would think, at the Friday night, like at the VIP
Yeah.
The
thing.
Houdinky guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
The guy who works for Watches of Switzerland.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That guy.
That guy.
Now he
That guy.
does. Yes.
Hey, he has creative control, I think, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's fine. He's fine.
He
doing
is.
fine.
He's doing fine. And I don't want to look. I for one, because I got deeper down the rabbit hole. I appreciate all content, right? So
Yeah.
I appreciate Hodinky's content, and they got they have this new guy Tony Spina, who I think is phenomenal. This kid, you guys really should check him out. Tony Spina, he's one of their. It's kind of like a young Ben Clymer.
Really?
Interesting.
You gotta check him
I'll have
out.
to
Very
check
very
out his
knowledgeable
stuff.
guy. Hmm.
Well, we do have 35 upvotes. We actually have a few more. So I think
All right.
we can do an unboxing. So let me get the
All
screen
right.
adjusted here. So we have
Okay, so
our man Tariq in position. What do we have tonight, man?
so what is it? We do like 35 upvotes. I do one unboxing and then we'll get some more and I'll do the second one or what?
Oh, you have two unboxings. I thought
I
you
got
just had
two.
one.
Two unboxings.
Look at
Man. That
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've
Whoa.
got
Wow.
that
Fancy.
warrants
got-
some super chats, man.
we got 48 watching right now. How many upvotes do we have?
41.
41.
Hey.
Hey, let's see if
42.
we can't get to 45 for the
We have
second
40
unboxing.
We have 42
All right.
now.
Or maybe
Okay.
even 50, because if people have come and gone and upvoted when they left, we could maybe
there.
get 50, but let's go for 45.
All right. So this was a very spontaneous buy. I love the controversy that was behind it. But I also love the design. I also wanted to get a robust titanium watch that it has 100 meters water resistance. It's got great lume, decent lume. But it's more about the controversy behind it. And
Oh,
it
Lord.
is, let's see if you can read that.
I
I
cannot.
can't.
Atelier Wen.
Oh, very nice.
Oh.
Oh, I think
It
I know what it
is.
is.
Is that the Marco watch?
Got the white box here.
No, yeah. No, I know what this watch is. This is awesome. Very nice.
Ooh.
That's it. That's
Nice.
it. Let me see if I could get this into focus. It's gonna be really hard to show the guilloche on this thing. Focus. You know what? I gotta
Let's-
figure out how you guys do this.
Put your hand over your face. Put your hand over your face. Yeah, it wants to focus on your face. So take that out of the and then put the watch in front of your face.
Yeah, so
Then
move the
walk it
watch up.
back.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. See. So,
Yep.
like,
No, don't get so close. Back it up just a little bit. Right there. Give it a second. Oh man.
no,
Maybe
not
aim-
getting anywhere. Not
Maybe
getting anywhere.
aim the watch up. Yeah, there's try that.
it-
No.
Maybe I'll send a picture in the group. But
Make
check
a
this
salt
out. This is-
circle, dance around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this articulating titanium bracelet.
Oh man.
It's got this really cool mechanism in it when you put it on. It separates, and then when you close it, it'll like close in on itself. So it doesn't pinch my hairs. You see, like it articulates over here,
Yep.
pushes in, And it's
Close.
really, really comfortable. Really comfortable bracelet. Full grade 5 titanium. But this is the watch that people were saying, they were complaining about the 36 hours of hand work. You know, it's they're saying that, like, does it really take 36 hours to do this type of guilloche by hand? You know? So when the opportunity came up, I said, hey, let me give it a shot. And it sold out in seconds.
Yeah, so
Surprisingly.
I've got a picture of the purple one here, but that'll
That's
give
the
you
one
an
that came
idea
out
of,
today.
yeah,
The
that's the one that came out
guilloche
today.
is completely different on the
Is
this is
it?
the one by Revolution.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
A collab.
Yeah, the collab. Yep. Yeah. And I think they did either 50 or 25 or something. But yeah, took a long time to get here. Really, really long time to get here. And how many upvotes are we at?
We up to 40 yet? I bet we are.
44.
Round it up.
We're
Oh,
going
Who's
for
holding
40.
out? Who's
We're
holding
holding out
out?
for 45.
Ari,
Who's holding out?
upvote. Come on, man.
Is this for
Hey,
the
man.
second?
Hey,
Is this for
upvote.
the second unboxing?
Second.
Second
Before
unboxing.
we get to the second one, because we're really glossing over here, because I actually do not know really anything about Atelier When. What is this? Is it a Swiss brand? Like, what do we know about? What can you tell me about this brand? I mean, what is it? What's going on?
It was a really spontaneous buy.
Okay.
I know it's a Chinese brand.
Oh, it's a China. Okay. Well,
It's
that
a
explains
Chinese.
something about it. Do we know the price point? Is that private or is that
No, not at all.
public?
3,500.
Okay.
3,500. It's not too bad. It's got this cool case back. Let me see if I could show this. I don't know if you see that kind of a dragon face.
Oh yeah.
Kind of. It looks like there's. Is that also done by hand, like the stamping or something? Do you know, like on that rotor?
I think that definitely looks like it's done by machine. Definitely done by machine. It's more about the dial that there was the controversy.
The dial.
Yeah, the dial itself. But but yeah, it's a new brand. It's up and coming. I've seen it on the wrists of a few people at a couple of watch events. They're hosting actually an event with Furlan Murray, Atelier When, Nevada Grenchen, a couple of other brands are doing a separate event on Thursday night. So I'm gonna wear this to that event and pick their brains about it. Try to find a little bit more about them, but also talk to them about. I got a bone to pick with them. It comes with this rubber. It comes with this rubber strap. Right. Look, check this thing out. This is the travel case it comes with. It's really nice, right?
That is nice.
It's beautiful.
And it's interchangeable strap, so it's quick release on the strap.
Quick release.
Yes. And grade 5 titanium.
Yep.
For 3,500. Sounds pretty good. Guilloche dial. That sounds like a WatchTime New York watch that you could wear that too.
So is this it, Tariq?
No, I can send you a link.
No, that's not it either. Yeah, send me a link in the private chat, and we'll pull it up.
An appropriate link, please.
No, not an inappropriate link. How's that?
But yeah, this is I have been kind of tapering down my collection, but this is like one of the crazier watches that I've bought. The more out there, independent, small brand type of watch.
Okay, Rad Time's got some interesting information here.
Here, we'll bring it up here.
Okay.
Atelier When was started by two French guys who went to Hong Kong, then later China. I believe they went to college in Hong Kong or something like that. Anyway, their first few editions were all enamel dials. Then they went to sports guilloche when they relocated to China. And again, all of the guilloches done by one guy by hand. and it takes about 36 hours per dial.
Hmm.
So, I mean, you want to know what you're paying for? That's what you're paying for.
Wow.
The one guy.
That's similar to the
One
two
guy.
the two Swiss women who paint the Pepsi dots.
That's
And
right.
then they went on strike. And then they went on strike, and everyone thought it was going to be discontinued. And I guess their demands were met. They had leverage. That's called
Yes.
leverage. It's very important. See, TPG, not to go back to that topic, he had what's called zero leverage.
Yeah.
Because when you admit to a crime on air, like on a YouTube channel,
YouTube,
you're pretty much, there's not much a defense lawyer can do with that.
It's AI. Is AI's out of control?
Out of
That's
control.
right, it's out of control.
You mean this AI?
This AI is out of fucking control.
Yep, that one.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
That's a good one, Kurt. Pull up Kurt. Actually, that didn't sound too good.
But yeah, they sent me this this rubber strap as well too. Quick release, as you can see,
Nice.
but it left me hanging on the other side. There's
Oh,
nothing here.
No spring
Oh
bars.
no.
Yeah, so I can't put it on. They're quick to respond. They'll treat me right, but I was just bummed out about that.
Are they quicker than drying? Sorry.
Yes.
But somebody wanted us to bring up Kurt. There's Kurt. Hey.
No,
Woo!
my comment. Do
Upvote.
not put my face up there if you post
Upvote
that.
to Kurt. Put him up again.
You mean this Kurt?
Woo!
Oh
and
my.
20 upvotes.
The crowd is going wild.
We do have 45 upvotes, so whenever you're ready for numero dos,
Wait, here he is.
All right.
Bring up Kurt again, the new head coach of the New York Jets. Let's see it.
No, it's not me.
It's Kurt. Why not?
No, I mean,
Finally.
I don't
Why
want to work with
not?
Aaron Rodgers.
There he
this
is.
this guy's the new head coach of the Jets.
I mean,
Hey, for that, for the money they would pay you, you would be crazy not to at least
Oh,
work.
That's
yeah.
fair. I mean, I could fake it for a while. I mean, they made
Yeah.
Jim Tom Sula head coach of the 49ers for a while.
Yeah, dude, you could wing it for a year.
Listen, nobody should cry
See?
about firing a head coach of a NFL football team. They have guaranteed contracts that they get $10 million a year for being cheerleaders. So, sorry, people get fired and they make minimum wage. Okay, I'm done with that. My rant is over.
Thank you. Yes,
See?
Jen.
And this is why I know guys are coaches of football, because if it was women, it would be like, take the ball to the other end of the field. That's all you need to do. It's not complicated. Just get it to the other end of the field.
There are
We
female
make money.
football
There's
coaches.
Get it
female
to the
there's
other end
female
of the
football
field.
coaches.
Just keep swimming.
There's like one or two.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. Some of the positions they coach.
Hmm.
What's the basketball coach's name? Hammond. Yeah, she's like awesome. Yeah, Becky Hammond. She's like amazing.
Yep. Former coach of the Spurs, or assistant coach of the Spurs. Yeah. And now she's, what is she? The coach of the Las Vegas WNBA team, right?
Yeah, she'll likely be the first female NBA coach, I'm thinking.
Yep. I could see that happening.
They're going to eat her alive.
No, I don't think so.
She beats their ass. She's like tough as nails. See, sort of like how you have to ask permission from your wife to stay up and talk with us to go.
Oh my.
Mm-mm.
Shots fired.
Darn.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
So, Tariq, what do we have for unboxing number 2?
So this watch I kind of bought by accident.
By accident.
Just
Really?
You already told me what this
You
is.
pressed the buy button. Was it a
You
mail?
told me what this is, and
It was,
that's not an accident.
Oops.
Yeah.
$5,000 just jumped out of my account. I mean,
He
what
already told you what
happened?
it is.
When
It's not
when
an
I
accident.
when I buy a watch by accident, it's a Timex. Come on.
This is not a Timex.
It was first of all, it was late at night. I'm looking at the auctions, and
Expensive problems.
I hit bid
Oh.
and then realized it's in Swiss francs. So that was my first mistake.
This is the auction watch.
This is the auction watch. It took so long to get here.
Wait a minute. Which auction?
Phillips.
This is the big one, guys. Right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
I mean,
dang.
this merits. I mean,
It's a
come
Daniel
on.
Wellington. I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's got a Chinese quartz movement. No, this thing is wild.
So here's the watch. That doesn't tell you squat.
Man, I can't see
No, we
anything.
can't see anything. We can't
Phillips.
even
It's in
read
the
that. If
Phillips
there's something
box.
on the
Just
box,
says
Phillips. This Phillips.
Phillips. It says
Okay.
Phillips.
And it's not like a Philips,
Oh, it's
like
light
electronics
bulbs.
company. It's
It's
not like
light
some Hue
bulbs,
light
yeah.
bulbs.
So is it like
Unboxing Hue light bulbs.
is it like a Phillips screwdriver or something? I don't know.
It's a Philips head. No, it doesn't say Milwaukee on the side. The Rolex of tools.
Yeah.
So this is a watch that I've pined after for a long time, and it seems like my collection has kind of been going that way. There are watches that I have seen maybe 8 years ago that I love, and those are the ones that I kind of go back to and collect. So like the JLC Sector Dial was one of them. CK 2998 was another one of them. Watches that were made a few years ago. That I wanted back then, I'm beginning to collect now. And one of them was from this brand.
Vesham.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
That's a great purchase, man. Congrats, Tariq. I don't even need to
Thank you.
see the piece. I just need to see the box, man. I'm all in on BC now.
Underseas.
Well, Cap,
You can do no wrong.
Why
We're gonna
isn't
be
there a
men- we're
Vashra
gonna-
underseas? That's what I want to know. Like a diver.
Because you're not the CEO yet.
Sure. No, I'm pining for IWC.
They need that genius. They need that the underseas. You should have
That's right.
kept that private.
They took the strap away, I guess, because of importing and stuff. It didn't come on the OEM strap or anything like that. But be that as it may, here it is, my latest purchase.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Oh,
The old
shit.
1921.
Beautiful.
You
I
guys can
hate
be
you
twins.
so much.
We all hate you. I'm jealous and happy for you at the same
Get
time.
off. Ban.
Don't be mad.
Awesome.
Just show up. Just show up at Wind Up Watch Fair. You know, pull your shiv out. Get one. You know,
Man.
one or two of them, and you know you got yourself a.
I'm Italian. We
Restaurant.
would make it much more subtle than that.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
just-
yeah,
Bump into 'em.
baby.
You just bump into them, and next thing you know, they're on the ground. You know what
It
happens?
looks gorgeous.
So-
man.
So are
Gorgeous.
we gonna have a
I like it.
fight now between Tariq and Cap over their 1921s?
No, I think
Well,
they'll
remember,
live.
Cap
they'll
was
live in
alive
perfect
closer to
harmony.
1921, so he gets first dibs.
Now, is that white gold or
Yeah.
platinum?
Yeah.
White
It's
gold.
white gold.
Okay.
I wish I could get the platinum. You can't find that anywhere with the blue
Oh,
numerals
man.
on it. Can't find that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very, very limited.
Yeah.
We know that Cars and Chrono has that one. He was allocated the white gold, the
Oh,
platinum.
really? The platinum.
Yeah, with the platinum stitch as well in the
Wow.
the leather, the strap. That's a really cool looking strap. So that's the white gold. No, we're not
Yeah,
gonna
this is
fight,
white
man.
gold.
We're in the same club.
On the same boat. Yeah.
we don't
exactly.
fight now. We're like joined now.
We're the
He's
bouncer.
he's a brother. We're in the brotherhood.
Yeah.
That's
I
beautiful,
really
man.
like
I
that strap
really like
with
that. That looks great. Yeah, that strap
Thanks.
looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, but I didn't know that it takes 22 and curved. Like it's got to be like a really curved strap.
That's unsurprising for that shape
know,
and the type
yeah.
of watch it is.
Yeah, it's got to be like the lugs are like
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
really short, you know.
Yeah.
And it's 22 to 20 taper. This is a 22 to 18 taper.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they didn't give you the clasp either?
Oh, they gave me the clasp. Yes, they gave me the clasp on
Oh, I see it.
this Phillips strap, this
Okay.
suede thing.
Ooh, okay, cool.
But yeah, but I threw it on this Blue Gator from Deluxe immediately.
Yeah.
Looks great.
It looks great on
Yeah.
that strap.
Thanks, man.
White
Thanks.
gold will go with any strap.
Yeah, for real.
Yes, live the white
Absolutely.
part.
Absolutely.
So, what
But
does
yeah.
an intentional purchase look like for you?
I know,
I didn't
right?
think I was gonna win. I didn't think I was gonna. It said 25, and I was like 25. Pfft, this thing goes for 30 easily, you know. And
Swiss francs.
then it went for 25 Swiss francs. I feel stupid, but I got it. And I'm happy.
I don't
with
feel
it.
stupid. That's not.
I
You did
love
fine.
it. Yeah. I did okay.
That's all right. We'll just keep spruiking them on this show, and they'll be in the 40s before you know it. I got Marco working on that. We got to cover it up. You're in good shape.
All right.
Most places have it in
I
the
love that
30s.
watch.
So just to show you Tariq's first watch that he unboxed tonight, a close-up shot, that's what it looks like. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is what that looks like.
Wow.
I mean, I know that the 1921 is gorgeous as well, but I think you got two banging watches there, man.
Yep.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yes,
That
I gotta
is
head off,
something.
boys.
Duco, you have
Duco.
a good night. Stay safe. Have
Later,
a good
Duco.
evening.
Good to see you, buddy.
It was
All right.
great of
Take
you
it
to come
easy,
back
Duco.
on.
Tariq, congratulations, man. Those are amazing pickups,
Yeah.
man. Happy for you.
Appreciate it,
Yeah.
Duco. Thank you.
Most
Good night,
excellent.
We're happy for you.
Really, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We will see you next week, hopefully. Thank you. And he's gone.
Just
So-
like that.
Yeah. So we have a serious question for you guys in the chat. Again, because nobody's around that has keys to the YouTube channel, I can't do a poll. So we're just going to ask you to post your answers in the chat, and we'll talk about this for a little while, because there are some folks last week brought up that they would like the show to be earlier, 1 hour or a half hour earlier. So which would you prefer? Do you want us to keep the current start time, which is at 9 Eastern, 8 Central? Would you like us to go a half hour earlier to 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central? Or would you like us to go an hour earlier, which would be 7 o'clock Central and 8 o'clock Eastern?
Seems kind of
So, and of course, Kurt on says 8:30 Eastern, and I would tend to agree with that. But whatever you guys want, we'll do. But that would give us a chance to get done, 30 minutes to an hour earlier, and get some sleep. We want to thank AB for his $5 super chat. Congrats, Tariq. Love that 1921.
Thanks, man.
So John says, keep the current time. We've got our other panelist, Jen, going for 8 o'clock Eastern, half hour earlier. 4 a.m. You're going to be
Mr.
alone.
GMT's all about that. Hey,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, you're
Didn't
going
you
to be
guys
alone.
didn't you used to do late shows? There were some late shows that were done.
Yeah,
a
we
little
used to
bit
do.
ago, right?
I wasn't on them, but Ali used to do a late show from
Yeah.
like until
Used to
2 or
do
3
work.
in the morning.
Yep. When he was having trouble sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you just want a 30-minute show caliber? Please come on from 9 to 9:30 and get the hell out of get the hell off my YouTube. 8:30 Eastern. Uh-huh. Go back to your hurricane prep.
How are you doing, Nate?
They do the
We-
orchestra to play us
Hanging in
off.
Captains for 8 o'clock. So yes, 30 minutes only. Correct.
I'm for 8:30 Eastern would be
With
work
the
for
orchestra
me.
to play us off. 8:30. Well, we'll come up with a time, but I think tomorrow, or rather next week, we may try a say 30-minute earlier start time and see how many of you folks can show up, and see what you guys think about the earlier start time, and we'll see where we go from there. All right. But yeah, keep voting. Keep letting us know what you think. So we may give it a try and see what happens.
I put the kids down by 9 o'clock, so you'll never see me again.
You put them down.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible. What do you say to them to put them down?
That's right.
Well, that's their bedtime. That's their bedtime.
You're a terrible person. Now go to sleep. That puts them down.
That's
right?
it. That's it. Oh wow.
That's the problem. You had children. You have children and watches. You're my hero. Although I don't want children.
And I'm getting, my daughter is into watches now too. She's getting into it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to see her watch?
For you.
Yeah. Let's see her watch.
Another unboxing.
Here, I'll put you back on big screen here for when you get back.
Oh God, it's a swatch.
Oh, I think you're muted. Let me unmute you here. There we go. You're unmuted now.
It's an Islander.
Nice.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, nice.
Islander. Look how tiny that thing is.
Oh wow,
that's great.
And it fits her great. She's only 3.5 years old, and it fits her awesome.
Oh my word.
Oh, it's not too late to turn her back.
No, she sees me up here playing with the watches and stuff, and got curious. And then I said, "Hey, let's see if I can size this for you."
So what? Let me see the face of it again. Is it a pink dial? Is that it?
Pink dial. So Islander. So Mark did a breast cancer awareness watch.
Yeah, that's right. Was it last year or year before? I can't remember.
I think it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
it was a couple of years ago. I got to figure out how to make this thing zoom because I'm a noob to this webcam thing. But it's just a pink Islander dial, and I got it on a Strapco Jubilee bracelet.
Oh, nice.
That's very nice.
Yeah, and you got to see the lume on this thing, man. This thing fires up.
So does she like wear that to pre-K, or is she still at home most of the time with
she'll be
mom?
whacking her. She'll be whacking the other kids with it. No, she wears it at home.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, isn't that the best use for a watch? Is a knuckle duster?
I don't know if you can really see the lume.
Oh yeah, no. So yeah, Islander has great lume. I've got an Islander, and it has great lume on it. Because I think they use something very similar to Seiko Lumibright,
right?
And it's very, very good.
And it's on the dial, on the bezel, on the hands. It's beautiful. When you come in on a sunny day, it's just gorgeous.
Well, that is very cool, and that's cool that you've gotten her started that early.
Oh yeah.
You know, I plan on doing that with my granddaughter when she's 3 or 4, and we can find something that fits her.
Yeah,
I think that'll be great.
That's the tough part.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you started her off with an actual watch, automatic watch, and not like a flick flack or one of the kids the Timex Kids series or all of that stuff too.
I got her.
Sorry, Robert. You should accidentally buy your granddaughter a 1921. I hear that's
accidentally, huh?
Accidentally.
Well, she can get the women. She can get the smaller one, right? That's a little less expensive.
36 and a half.
36 isn't bad. Honestly, I'd wear a 36. I'd sport a 36.
Well, I'll have to see if I can fall into one of those. Now that's
I'll
really
tell you
cool.
one thing. I'm more motivated to start selling off a lot of the watches that aren't being worn now. I'll just say that much.
I bet you are.
So what do you have that's not being worn?
Mings, lots of Mings.
Oh, Ming.
Lots of Mings.
I remember when that was a thing.
Yeah. No, I still think they're cool looking watches, and they wear really well. But
we saw one of them I saw one of them at Red Bar. I do like them. They look really nice. I never understood how hyped they were.
Yeah, you gotta have one though.
Yeah.
This is the WatchTime watch right here. This is all you need. If you want to go to WatchTime, just grab a Ming. You can get them cheap. You don't even have to have them on a strap. Just carry it around, put it in your pocket.
Ming is one of
It's a
those
pocket
brands.
Instant
Ming is one-
credibility right here.
That's right. Yeah, Hodinky would do like a whole series about you.
Yeah, it's light too. It's lightweight.
Ming is one of those brands that seems to have a very high turnover rate. People don't keep them for very long. The market
Well, that's
is
because they
flooded
bought.
with
They are. Well, because it was like what Tariq did with the auction. It's like a mass drop. Like people were rushing, right? Because they see it's 10 minutes. You have 1 hour to get it in your cart, and then we're going to sell out, and that's it. You'll never be able to get it again. And then they went to the next model, and everyone. It's like I guess getting a pair of Nike, a limited Nike Jordan release.
But I mean, I don't regret those purchases at all.
No, I don't regret mine either.
If anything, they made me appreciate the craft of watchmaking, the artistry behind watchmaking a lot more. You know, taking a closer look at the finished movements, the case shape, even just focusing on the lugs, and the reason they chose to do like those flying, those styles of lugs. Yes, I want to sell all of them now, but I appreciate that they were there.
Yeah.
And just to give a little example, this is the 3707
that out.
mosaic dial.
That's beautiful.
Put me full screen.
Oh, put you full screen. Oh, okay.
There we go.
It's all about the cap. Go ahead.
Look at that.
It's all
That
about
is
the
nice.
watch. And this is the hand finishing. I want to show what Tariq has been talking about in terms of the well, I don't know about hand finishing, but it's been finished by Schwartz Etienne, though. It was finished and assembled by Schwartz Etienne, even though that's a Solita movement. But look at that.
Yeah. Does that look like a Solita movement? Look at that.
That's pretty exactly. That's pretty damn cool. Okay.
And this is the mosaic, the one that's the scattered loom plots on the dial.
Yes. So they did a much more expensive version of this that cost, I think, $20,000 or $25,000.
The chronograph.
With the mosaic, with the mosaic pattern. And so when they came out with this, it was they found a way, I guess, to do it much cheaper and give you, that loomed mosaic pattern, and it really looms up nicely. The UV light.
So one of the folks in the chat, Always Best Senior Care Services, just bought this one, which is a Zelos Nova 2 teal dial. That's nice looking, isn't it? 37 millimeter hand wound.
That's
with
beautiful.
The black leather strap. Yeah, I really like that. I don't know if I can get a bigger view of it or not.
You have to. There's levels to this dial here.
Yeah, and it's not letting me zoom in on it. And it's got, speaking of nice looking movements.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that's not letting me get bigger here.
Yeah, they released a
let's see, there
mosaic dial recently, and it's fantastic.
Who? Zelos?
Yeah.
Look at that.
There we go. It's about as big as I can get it.
So it's like kind of like a Jubilee dial.
Almost, yeah. But
Right.
I like the sub seconds because that's the small seconds is guilloche in there, and then you've got the kind of starburst pattern around the rest of the dial.
It's one reason why very high-end watchmakers like Sartori Billard in France have all of a sudden gone from making watches that look very similar to this Zelos. Sure, you can customize the dial colors and whatever that cost in excess of $10,000, and have moved to making flying tourbillons because it's a $10,000 watch that looks like this Zelos is all of a sudden not particularly competitive.
Yeah. And Kurt went to high school with Guy O'Shea.
No, it's Gee. It's pronounced Gee.
Oh, is it pronounced Gee? Sorry.
Sorry,
boy.
can't.
When he went to judo, it was gi.
Can we just appreciate the thickness of this watch? It's only 7 millimeters.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Of course, being a hand wound movement helps with that because you don't
That
have
helps a lot.
Yeah, you don't have the extra thickness of having a rotor in there. And it's it's an ETA movement, so it's a good movement. And let's go down, see if I can. There's the movement, a little bit larger so everybody can see it.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Yeah, that really is. I'm glad that he brought it up to see. Definitely hand wound helps. Yes, sir. Always best senior care services. His watch that he brought up. Anybody else in the chat get some new watches in lately?
Wait on that. We'll hold that. I got a kind of themed one that I think would be cool. If we ever talked about the theme, I'd unbox it. But otherwise, we'll hold it for now. It's not very expensive, but it's a cool one.
No, we can hold it for next week. That's fine, Kurt.
Yeah, let's do it.
We get this back to where it was, and then we will take that off of there. Any watches anybody wants to see, or we can talk about some new releases maybe.
Ooh, what's new in the new releases?
Well, since we were talking about Atelier Win a little bit earlier with Tariq's new watch, this is the new one from them, which is the very similar design, but of course the guilloche pattern is different. And I think this is a gorgeous watch.
It's a lot. It's striking. I like it.
It's beautiful, absolutely. It's a deep purple.
It's my favorite color.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome looking watch. But that, of course, is one of the new ones, and I can't remember. Do you remember, Tariq? Did they come out with this? Is it this week? Is it that new of a release, or was it last week?
Today, this morning.
Today. Wow. Today.
Yeah, so, and it's everywhere, all over social media, all over it's my Instagram. Like every other ad is this watch. I think they're trying to sell as many as they possibly can. It's not like limited or anything like that. The people that buy that, like, so I bought an Atelier Win. So they said that you have an opportunity to be one of the first people to buy this watch. I didn't jump on that opportunity because I found out that they're just going to keep going and going and going and selling until nobody's buying them anymore. There's no limited, it's not a limited edition or anything like that. So I was like, I'll let it pass.
This is gorgeous. I'm on their website. Holy crap.
Yeah. And like they're different colors, but they all have different guilloche patterns as well.
It's my favorite color too. This is gonna be a very expensive stream. No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
Do it.
Do it.
So which are you're looking at
information in? Are
you looking at the purple one there, Kurt? Is that your favorite?
Course. Yeah, it matches my car. My car is purple. No, I'm not doing it though.
It's the same price as Tariq paid for his. I think it's 3,500, 4,000 maybe.
35.88.
Yep.
Not bad. I mean, it's just more. It's not in the cards right now.
And then can you see when I think they're gonna start shipping these like next year?
Yeah, pre-orders end on the 21st of October. Deliver in May of 2025.
Yeah, I mean, I did that with Ming's. I'm good on that. I don't want to wait that long for a watch again. I waited long enough.
It's like, no offense to the brand, but I'll be able to get this for way cheaper later if I want.
There's the dial. There's a close up of the dial, Kurt.
I'm looking at their website. Even like their clasp looks gorgeous for the price.
It is a beautiful clasp.
Yeah, and it's adjustable in two ways. So it's got when you press the it's got the Atelier Win logo on the back. When you press it, you can then pull out the band and adjust it that way as a quick adjust. And then as Tariq was pointing out, you can also adjust the clasp when you put it in. Let me bring you up full screen and we'll show everybody. So that is how that's how you put it on so you don't pinch your hairs. And then
you got this button here, and it slides up and down. It's got 4 different settings here.
So frustrating that brands in that category make so many junk bracelets, right? Like Grand Seiko can't figure out a bracelet.
I know.
And then these guys are just like, what if we did exactly what they want? Like, what if we did what our customers want? It's like this novel thing. Really
and when they do it at a cheaper price point, is this also grade 5 titanium? This piece or steel?
They believe it's titanium.
So this is titanium, and they're doing a lotto where 3 out of the existing Atelier Win owners will get a tantalum version. And they get a tantalum card, like a golden ticket from Willy Wonka. They get a tantalum card, and I think that's heavier.
Are they gonna blow you up like a bubble or whatever? And then Willy Wonka. That didn't end well for everybody, if I recall correctly.
it went great for everybody.
Mike TV had a rough go of it.
But yeah, so there's gonna be 3 tantalum versions.
Yeah, like he said, they're going to have so you order the watch, you get the box, right? And then you open the box expecting to see a watch, and instead you have a basically golden ticket in there, and they send you the tantalum version for 3 of the people who buy it, which is kind of interesting, I don't know though, if I'd ordered the watch and I expect to see the watch in the box, I might kind of get pissed if it's not there.
No. They will actually send you. They'll say, "Hey, you won, and here's your tantalum."
Oh, okay. So the watch will be in the box too. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't get a notification that from JJ saying "Hey, I stole your watch."
JJSW.
Your watch. You can buy your watch on JJSW.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. JJ's good people.
So the Bel Canto has a new color. It is a salmon. What do you think of this, Jen? It's a salmon. And you love the Bel Canto, don't you?
The Bel Canto is my grail. Like, you could make it any color, I'll take one.
But you wanted the red dial one, I think.
Either the red, if I could get the red, that would be great. But purple or blue also.
Oh,
choices.
What do you think of this new salmon dial? I think it's kind of nice.
I like it. It's kind of subtle. It's not as in your face as some salmon dials are.
I don't see it.
I kind of like it. It's more of like a blush color almost.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
I can see that. Let's see. Oh, there's a little bit. So in that light, it looks a little bit more salmon than the original picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Okay, that's that's salmon, more salmon-like. Salmon.
Yes, that looks more salmon. I don't need it to be loud salmon, but that a couple of these shots look like it's silver, which is fine. My daily driver is a silver dial, but it's just I think it doesn't show the details super well. If it's going to be, I think the salmon looks okay.
Yeah.
So that's another new release
from Christian Ward.
Yeah.
So is this a collaboration or is it just?
No, I think this. Let me see if it says. I think this is just the latest color on their. Let's see.
I think this is amazing.
I think they released the Nero within the last couple weeks, which is a black dial.
Oh,
that's the one.
Yeah, it's a black dial one. It's pretty cool.
I haven't seen that. Yeah, it doesn't say it's a collab. It's just the latest color.
Yeah, okay. The black dial Bel Canto is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
Another one that you're not going to be able to get until 2025.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's
for end of January 25. That's closer.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, yeah. I'll put the private chat. I'll drop the link to the black dial.
I'll pull that up in a minute.
I'm looking at the black dial right now. It is
It's
beautiful.
like that's like the standard issue right there.
Yeah,
like, that's the one to buy.
That's
good for Christian Ward. Look at that. That's perfect.
All right, let me accidentally reach for my wallet real quick.
Oh God, here we go. It's another accident.
They say
and accidentally push the number 2 on that and then send one to me. That would be fantastic.
Yeah,
that's right.
No one is to blame.
Look, if you use the
It's
card,
just
it
an
feels like it's free at the time.
Yeah.
Bill D, $2 super chat. Wow, I almost forgot this. Bill, thank you so much for being in and not forgetting us tonight. We appreciate it.
And now, if you go to Windup, you'll get to be hands-on with these watches.
Yeah.
With a bunch of other collectors. It's a great experience.
Yeah, this is let's get some more pictures because we've got more pictures than just this. There you go. Look at that. You know what's really cool on this is the little bird that is used as the chiming mechanism. The red beak really stands out with the black dial, doesn't it?
I didn't even know there was a bird. Now I do.
Yeah, now I see it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very cool. Here's a little close up for you.
Yeah, it's not the best legibility, but I don't care. A watch like that, it's so.
Why would you need to read it when you can just hear it?
I mean, look, one of the most popular watches in the world, the Rolex Daytona, is completely illegible. So, like,
100% agreed. 100% agreed.
And actually, I don't think the legibility is too bad. Yeah, it's a small face, but I think it's readable. I've never tried one on though, so I don't know. It's not like I would know, from trying it on in person.
Watches are no longer a necessary purchase to tell the time.
That's right.
Especially if you can't read time.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, that's impressive looking.
I just asked Robert what time it is.
That's right, and I'll tell you that it's 9:45.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, 9:45. I can't see. The room is so dark in here when I'm actually doing the stream that I can't see anything. But yes, it's 9:45 Central Time. And we'll be wrapping up in about 15 minutes, folks. So, like we said, we're not going to have a race this evening because our race runner is currently getting ready to be whacked by a hurricane tomorrow. So he's not here this evening. So we won't be running a race tonight. But everybody who super chats this evening or member chats or joins the channel, all of that good stuff like that there, if you're doing that, then we will get you in the next race, which will probably be, it could be tomorrow, but I think most likely it'll be Friday night. So feel free to do the normal things to get into the race. Just know that we won't be actually doing the race at the end of the show tonight. All right, let's see what else is new. I kind of like these new Mosers. They will be exclusively at Bucherer, but this again, if you're going to Watch Time, I would assume that they will have these at Watch Time since Moser is going to be there. What do you guys think of these?
Why did they throw up on the dial? It looks really, the color does nothing for me.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a better shot of just.
I don't think they make better shots.
That's not helping.
Yeah, that isn't.
I mean,
that helps.
Let me just put this out there. H. Moser, if you would like somebody to review the minute repeater tourbillon, I would gladly do that for you.
That's fair.
Well, there's just the tourbillon. Let's get to the minute repeater. There's the minute
And then
repeater.
you'll see
tourbillon.
the hand like disappear. Oh no, I got wrong.
The dial is so not pretty that I'm really appreciating the case shape. Like I'm appreciating everything that is not the dial. And there's a lot to appreciate here.
Even though the dial's the majority of what you're looking at, sure.
I mean, it's very uncluttered for a minute repeater tourbillon.
Mm-hmm.
True.
But that's about all you can damning with faintish praise or whatever.
Well, you know, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Let's see. What else do we have that's
talking here? Captain and I are just completely silent. Nothing nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and on the brown, I tuned out, to be honest. I was
No, it looks like baby.
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. If we can't say anything nice, we say it anyway.
Oh yeah.
I'm behind you guys, like the bell canto.
Say it anyway, over and over and over and over again.
I was just wondering with Christopher Ward. I almost said Christian Ward.
That's correct.
Thank you. If do you think that they're going to get, because now that they have the bel canto and they've done that at a really attractive price point, you know, what's their next move in terms of chiming watches? And could they do a lower priced, like, you know, minute repeater or hour repeater? Like, well, that probably chimes on the hour, but like a more, even more advanced, you know, the next level of chime. I wonder if that's in their plans down the road.
That's a pretty nice. Gosh, if Christopher Ward can position themselves as the lower end, as the lower end alternative to JLZ, can you imagine?
Yeah,
that's essentially what they are, right? The bel canto. I mean, that's so cool. That's such great.
Yeah. The next step would be a quarter-hour repeater.
Or what is it? Memvox? What is it?
Memovox.
Yeah.
Memovox.
Alarm watch.
So let's go with an alarm.
Who knows? It's hard to know, but that would be really cool if they could do something like that. I don't know. I don't know their lineup that well, but I would imagine.
I mean, the Atelier Wen in tantalum, and I know there's other tantalum watches, but I always hear and I've always heard, like when F.B. Journe did the Chronomètre Bleu, Chronomètre de Rennes or Chronomètre Bleu, that's in tantalum, you know, and it's impressive with the weight, but they always say how difficult that is to
it's very hard,
finish tantalum, right? Which is the rationale that everyone uses to justify the price of that watch going to upwards of $100,000. And speaking of watch time, I remember seeing that for the first time on someone's wrist at one of the booths at Watch Time. It's actually too bad if Journe won't, you know, I don't think has ever been there. But anyway, that just goes back to Atelier Wen. You know, we talked about Ming. You know, making the, and of course Christopher Ward, you know, making these watches and showing it's possible to use these alternative materials that are difficult historically to work with and manufacture and process, and they're doing it at very, very attractive price points. You know, partly owing to the fact that they're using labor, you know, in countries where you know, it's cheaper, substantially cheaper than, let's say, in Switzerland or elsewhere.
So we were going to keep going with stuff, but we want to end the show here tonight talking about another new release. And this is the latest release from our timepiece temptress, Jin G, hand-painted dial. Tell us, first of all, what went into this? How did you do it?
So I actually broke the watch down, removed the hands, and removed the dial so that it's by itself. And then I went ahead and painted the scene, and I had to tape stuff off, like the window I had to tape off. That's kind of the hardest part, because that window is so small, it's like hard to even manage taping it off. And then after it was painted, I went ahead and varnished it, so the dial is varnished. It's got a kind of a shiny effect to it. I did it in glossy varnish, so yeah, and put it back together.
And so you've got the scene there, and unfortunately the hands are in the way of the diver.
Yeah.
But yeah. But tell us what's on the dial, because I think this is really cool looking.
So I kind of have like a reef like wall there. Then I have the driver. Then I have a like part of a sunken ship that's on there on the right side. So, yeah.
Very nice. And I know you said that you're going to put some stuff up on your Instagram, some videos and pictures about how you did this, right?
Yep. They'll be making videos, so you'll get to see the whole process.
That's very cool. And it is for sale. So
Yes,
if you
it
were
is.
interested in it, go to Timepiece Temptress on Instagram. You can watch the videos when she gets those posted. And hey, you can own a custom painted G-Shock. And you have any ideas of what your next one's going to be?
Not yet. I have one idea, but the main thing is like trying to find colors that people can wear with a lot of stuff. Like I don't like. I would love to do a red watch. I don't know how well that will go over. I have a really cool idea for a red watch, but yeah. So like, I'll probably stick to more of the darker colors, like black, blue. Something like this is a little poppy, but it's a little easier to manage with clothing and stuff. But yeah, I'm always thinking of ideas.
I know with summer's coming to an end for those of us in the States. Now in Australia, folks,
except for Austin.
In Australia, it never ends in Austin. But this would be a great summer watch too. And you've got obviously the G-Shock with all the water resistance. You wear this down to the beach. That'd be perfect. That'd be absolutely perfect.
Or
Well,
if you
it's
just
been
wanna
a great
keep summer
show.
around when it's snowing. You can
That's right.
wear it too, you know?
That's right. Well, we love this watch, and we love the fact that you join us here every Tuesday night. And thank you again so much for being here, Miss Jen. We do appreciate it. And like I say, get with her on Instagram. And if you like this watch, go get it.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, thank you guys for joining us this evening. It has been a great show. We certainly do appreciate everybody being here. Of course, Jen G, we had 2 heavy-hitting unboxings from Tariq. Tariq, thank you again so much. Those are gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I'll send you a list of what I want next time you have a late-night accident of buying a watch. I'll let you know what I want, and you can get one for me.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wife can't be mad at you then, right? It's just like, well, it's Christmas is coming up, and I know this guy wanted to get him a great gift, and so I got drunk and bought him this. She can't get mad.
I bought him a Grunfeld by accident.
Yeah, by accident.
Don't you just hate when that happens?
I do.
Accidentally bought him an equation of time. He didn't even know how to use it. It's great.
We want to thank Kurt, my buddy here in Austin, for being here as well. Mitch, thank you so much. We want to thank the Cap for being in this evening. We want to thank REG for stopping by. And, of course, the return of Duco. And he will be back with us again next week, I'm sure. Dun, dun, dun. And we had the Shark watch on earlier, the Jaws watch. So
there you go.
It's been a full night. Thank you guys again. We'll take you out with our Australian buddy GM of Tea.
Can't beat my meat. Awesome homemade Greek style food. Come and get it. Our awesome Nero. Come and get it. Our big breakfast. Come and get it. Our Wednesday special, charcoal pork shifty and souvlaki. Come and get it. Our Thursday special, cabbage rose. Come and get it. And our biggest seller, souvlaki. Tuesday, Friday, come and get it. And don't forget, in 2024, come and get it and you won't regret it.
Opa!